Alright, should be live now. So I'm going to do the introduction right now. Quickly check. Okay. So hello everybody back. Welcome back. Now Etienne will showcase Breath of the Wild any % bug limit. I hand it over to you.
Sure, thank you a lot. So, hello again, Helvetic Speerun Online Marathons. It's me again, Etienne, for this third run. It's a not really well-known game on the Nintendo Switch. It's sell pretty well actually, but it's a random game on this console. Like there is a hundred of them, yeah, actually, on the store. No, yeah, it's of course it's Breath of the Wild. So we can start in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is probably one of the most well-known one of the most well-known Zelda on the last console, because even if Awakenings was already well-known because of its remake, and also Hyrule Warriors, the new Hyrule Warriors, it's just not really a not it's a prequel of this game. So yeah, most of the many other games actually, like Genshin Impact and so on, definitely took this game specifically as a gameplay, as an example, and this is why Nintendo can be proud about Breath of the Wild. And today we'll try to make Nintendo proud of us, because we will not use any glitches. This will be a bug limit run. That's also mean that's not a glitchless run. You have to keep that in mind, because there is no glitchless run categories actually in Breath of the Wild, for a very simple reason, because this game is an open world and it's pretty difficult to define what is a glitch or what is not. So when you don't have these clear definitions, especially in Zelda speedruns, you make another things. You make definitely a ban list or an allowed list about things you have to do, you have the right to do, or you don't, or the things you don't have the right to do. Especially in these bug limits, mm, if we can say it like that, every single discovery, every single big clip glitch, every single technique you can see in a classical any percent Breath of the Wild speedruns is basically banned, except mainly three of them. The very first one is one of the most used, that we will use during all of this speedrun, is the whistle sprinting. So the whistle sprinting is pretty simple. Instead of running, sprinting normally and use your stamina to doing it, you can spam the sprint button, the running buttons, by holding the button to whistle, and that's make you run without using any stamina. So it's very useful to be fast. So it's a glitch, definitely, but it's allowed in bug limits. Why it's allowed? Because it's make the gameplay on this category way more satisfying and way more comfortable to run. In fact, the people who define bug limit categories try to make a gameplay as smooth as possible for speedrunners. So, and also a gameplay or a routine that will make sense in terms of a conceptual gameplay, like the developers would like what the games show off if they are playing in a normal way, if we can say that in very big quotes. So this is why we call that a bug limit. The two other things that we are allowed and can be pretty consistable. It's infinite stamina horse. We're not using that because it's not very useful, so I will not describe it. And the very last one is the stun lock of the P2 of the second phase of Calamity Ganon, and we will speak about that way later, in fact at the end of the run. So first of all, I will take this tiny... Oh, not this one, this tiny one. There we go. This tiny bug, because I need it later in the run to make very important potions that will boost my damage. And yeah, it's very important to have these bugs to make the cook working. So no, now I just took an axe, yeah, because This X will be my best allies for the Great Plateau. So yeah, in fact, in Breath of the Wild, perhaps many of you don't know how Breath of the Wild works at this beginning. Lynx wake up after 100 years after a big cataclysm that's destroy Hyrule, and because of that, there is a big zone here, the Great Plateau, and also who's also the tutorial, the entire tutorial zone of the game. And to go out of this big zone, you have to activate it 4 shrines and get the paraglider to go out of this plateau. One of the things, even in any very interesting things, even in any classical any percent, there is no way to go out of this plateau without the paraglider, because there is a dead zone at the bottom of the plateau if you don't have the paraglider. So it's definitely some things we have to do and we have to get. So for doing it here in this category, we'll just activate the tower as the game intended to us to do it, and skip a very big cutscene when you see all of the tower going going out. So yeah, I will probably just keep watch a little bit of chat. Hello Genesis, GG for your runs. Yeah, Pokemon that's still a very heavy RNG guy, very heavy in this RNG, guys. So it's overestimating can happen. And by the way, thank you a lot for the bingatong for the red. Thank you guys and welcome for the beginning of this any percent bug limit run. So after activating the tower, we just have to go off the tower. There is a glitch that we're obviously not allowed to use, named the fall damage cancel, or was also pretty easy to pull that off. But honestly, even without that, by knowing how to climb correctly, it's very easy to go down of the tower. So we will activating the map, and the things that make the one of the things, important things that make the tower important, that's also activated the teleportations to the very first shrine, the starting point of Link. We will use that later because it will be useful as a route. So we'll just grab that and carefully jump. And that's it. It's pretty important to don't take fall damage at this moment, because if you take damage, Lynx have some hurts himself, of course. And because of that, the King of Iron, I spoiled this old man triggers a little bit later, so it will definitely lose us time. So it's better to go down to the tower without any damage, even if it's not a problem, because another things you have to know about shrines, it's every time you complete shrines, you recover all of your life. So it's don't have any impact if you took damage from the tower, except that you can lose a little bit of time. So here I will just use shield surfing to optimize my movements. But in bug limits, because you don't have any big exploits of extended mechanic of the games, you have to use a classical way to move in a very optimized way, like the whistle sprinting. I speak about it. Another things about the whistle sprinting, it's faster, a tiny bit faster to sprint normally, like that. So this is why we will switch with one of the technique, with a technique with another, like that. So because it's a tiny bit faster. I will just use the whistle sprinting to recover my stamina till running at the same time as I run. Did I was Zelda the whole time? I don't think so. Not in this game. Oh, I do a tiny jump because I was spamming a little bit too much. So the very first shrine and the very first module of this game's Magnesis, who's also allow us to move metallic items, as you probably know. So it will not be very useful in this run, except to, for example, grabbing some weapons in the castle when we will be at the castle. I will just complete this shrine. I really advise to the peoples, if there is some people in the chat who are interesting about Breath of the Wild speedrunning, actually saw the any percent, try to learn some glitches and try to actually the world record of a classical any percent of Breath of the Wild is under 30 minutes. It's 27 minutes, 26 minutes if I'm right. So yeah, it's a very optimized runs. But also very difficult. And in comparison, Breath of the Wild any percent bug limit is very easy to run. Very, very easy to run. It's just all about routing and just all about moving fast in a normal way, as I said, and having some intense fight against Ganondorf at the end of the run. So if you if you want to learn a very easy runs on a game that you like a lot, that's during less than an hour, Breath of the Wild any percent bug limit it's pretty easy to learn, in my opinion. So here you can probably expect, hey, you can pass this cutscene a little bit faster. There is the buttons you can press to pass the second part of this dialogue a little bit faster. But in fact, if you pass the dialogue at the end of the shrine a little too fast, that's make the loading times after it well longer, and that's a problem. So there is an optimal way to pass this cutscene to optimize the loading times immediately after a shrine. And when you see the dialogue disappeared, this is the good moment to pass this text. So now we have Magnesis. I will just run till I go to the next shrine, the bomb shrine. There is also another routing possible here in the Great Plateau, who's also used by the world record holder Lulucore. So it's a king of the bug limit runs in many different bug limit categories, and he completes the Great Plateau under 21 minutes if I'm right. I only did a 22 only one time, so yeah, I'm still I see a lot of practice to do in Breath of the Wild, but that's also cool to take your time to be fast. So another things you have to care about in the next shrine is to don't get seen by a guardian, because there will be a cutscene if the very first guardian that will see you will trigger a cutscene in this area. So I have to be really careful to don't get seen. This is why I will do a tiny jump from a world to another. There we go, like that. Because if I fall here, I will be seen by a guardian. So here we go for the second shrine of this run, the remote bombs. So it's a very important item for many of the Breath of the Wild speedrunners. But in fact, in bug limits, remote bombs have a pretty limited use. So we'll only use it in this shrine and sometimes against the blights, because yeah, there is scripted part we have to deal with. Oh yeah, I saw the amiibo things. I will not use any amiibo in this run. You can also use amiibos on any percent bug limit runs. I didn't precise during my submission for this Helvetic Speerun Marathon Online if I will use amiibo or not. I will not use it. That's not needed to complete a good run. You can use, for example, the Epona amiibo, because I will definitely use a horse to go through, to go to the castle. So here we can just destroy all of this block with a pretty, yeah, like that, with a good launch of a bomb, instead of using the mechanism that will be intended by the developer to use at the beginning of this room. And there we go. let's make 2. So here, as you can see, I will just wait a little bit at this moment. That the text here just disappear. Let's wait. And here we go. Because I wait of that, this loading screen will load way faster, and the difference between the time I wait and the time I win here is 5 seconds wins. So it's pretty important to doing that, because it's 5 seconds per shrine. So teleportations to the very first point of the run, of the games, I mean. And especially because we are now have to climb to Cryonis, and the main problem here in the Great Plateau is because there is a whole area was normally difficult to access because it's cold. It's very cold, but it's not a problem if you have some things to heal yourself. Of course, like mushrooms. I love mushrooms. In fact, in real life, I also love mushrooms. So this is why also I love this game. Let's jump a little bit, and once again we'll use. We can just run through the big green, this big green beautiful area, but you can also optimize your movements by doing some shield surfing. Oh, shield surfing, as I said. There we go. Oh, I was a little bit too. There we go. That's perfect. I have to take care now because my shield is in a poor. Yeah. I've took some damage because I activated a little bit too early, and I still need my shield, so I will take care about that. Do a tiny shield jump here, pretty useful to have an extended jump. Pretty easy to do. You just have to shield surf to activate the shield surf in during a big jump. So now let's do some climb. I will be careful about my life bar by doing that. And once again, whistle sprinting is pretty mighty here, because as you can see, it can allow me to run through this wall and recover my stamina. I will be safe. I'm being safe. I took a tiny extra heal here, so there will be no problem at all to go into this shrine before we be a big ice. Because we're cold here. Not such a fan of shrooms, so that's happened. There is many different food in Breath of the Wild. Everything can be the things that you love to eat in real life. So shrine number 3, Cryonis. Let's make us the power of creating some ice pillar, and we will use it only 3 times in this run. In fact, we will only use it in this shrine. But it's also pretty useful somewhere else in the games. For example, to transport some balls that can activate many triggers, especially to make some shrine spawns. And if you have to transport those things, for example, through the water, it's pretty useful. These tiny robots only do me, yeah, as you can see, a quarter of a health, so it's not dangerous at all. And there we go, and now I'm full life because I just complete a shrine. So this will be very useful to go through the snow to join the very last shrine of the Great Plateau. And now, and once again, 5 seconds save. So here we are very high in the Great Plateau. So it's a perfect situation to do some surfing. This is also why I love bug limits, because shield surfing is so satisfying to do. There we go. I really would like one time to have a big competition between speedrunners to the shield surfing mini games in Breath of the Wild, because there is a mini games when you have to do and there is an in-game time also in these mini games. That should be great to have a big competition between all of the Breath of the Wild speedrunners in this mini games. So here we go again, shield surfing through this zone. An important thing about the mechanic of Link is faster to run on the rock instead of running on the snow. So many times as we can, we have to run on the rock instead of running on the snow. Oops, this tree, that's fine. I'll do a tiny jump here. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's fine. So I just have to be careful to don't take fall damage here. So I will carefully. There we go, perfect. Yeah, that's a tiny bit scary here because the wall is yeah, it's pretty strange. I have some trouble with this wall. It's probably only me, to be honest. So here we go. Last shrine. Status. Oh, what I have done? Miss input. Anyways, we will lose a cycle, but that's not too big of a deal, to be honest. If there is some fan of the classical any percent run of Breath of the Wild in the chat, I really advise you, if you didn't do that, if you don't already have done that. Sorry for my poor grammar or syntax. Sorry for my poor English grammar. To watch the animations of the Breath of the Wild speedrunning. It's pretty insane and so funny to watch. So I will. No, that's a bad idea. Let's play safe. This is a marathon run. I was pretty slow in this cycle. So there is a way to do once again a shield jump here, but I'm so bad at doing it that I will not lose my time and show another pretty interesting things. It's the slam cancel. As you can see, I touch this ball, even without making the entire animation of the slam of my axe. That's normal because when the slam of the axe begins, if you jump to cancel it, the hit happens, but you cancel the animations. Like for example in, I don't know, Street Fighter, you have a way to cancel the end animation of a hit to immediately move faster just after that. So this is exactly what I have done. And now that we have all of the shrines, once again the king of I mean this old man give us a clue about what to do next. Apparently it's not exactly a man, more like a ghost. So let's do what we call a status launch. It's pretty simple because we will use status, build a lot of momentum, oriented this momentum because of the bomb, and yahoo! So the game can freeze like that somehow, sometimes, because we moving so fast that all of the elements around us don't have the time to load. And that's also here that happens with only a status launch. There is many other way to make this happen if you move too fast. In fact, even if in a pretty casual gameplay and in a normal gameplay, this big freeze, for example, happens when you're fighting Varuta, the very first one of the dungeon in the Zora domain. And because when this boss load, when you are with Sidon, one of the NPC of the games, there is too many things that slow at the same times and that make the game freeze, like it happens with this boulder when I was on the boulder. So now, yay! That was the king! And he gave us the paraglider. I didn't speak about why the game is in French, especially because of the cutscene we already seen it, especially of a pretty early cutscene. The game is a little bit faster in French. So here I will just teleport myself to the Shrine of Magnesis. So in fact, if there is any question of the games about the bug limit, or if you keep the run not from the beginning, don't hesitate to ask a question, because it's pretty easy to read the chat with a chill run like this, because as I said, it's a very easy run to keep in hands. The only pretty stressful moments is definitely the final fight. So to make this final fight a little bit safer, I will take some extra food like that. And now it's time to find a horse. Okay, I have the choice of two. I will use I will take an easy one. Oh, damn it. Anyway, I will take the other one. And there we go. So there is a difference between the horse. The ones who have only one color can be a little bit faster, but also pretty way more pretty more inconsistent as this movement, and I really need to have my horse to obey me as much as possible, to dodge Guardian when I will coming into the shrine, into the castle.
Etienne,
Yeah.
can I have 30 seconds real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, short announcement from our end. Second part of No Safe Corruption Pokemon Gold is gonna be after this run. The runner is gonna prep the file for that, and we hope that is gonna go a little bit better than the first attempt. That's only gonna be the part from Rival 2 on, so it's gonna be a 10-15 minute run.
Honestly, thank you for organizing that. Honestly, for the people who don't know Pokemon Run, because I'm also a Pokemon speedrunner, it's often, most of the time, very marathon unsafe, because many things can, just because of the RNG, destroy the entire completion of a run. So that's not and it's not the first time. That's just happened to Genesis. That's, yeah, it's kind of happening. But honestly, that's also happened to many other runners. I think about, for example, Keys around on a GDQ. There was some years. I think about many other runners who have some troubles to complete run because of RNG and so on, or because of a learning of, for example, a specific ID. Yeah, definitely, it's not one of the safest runs to do in a marathon. As same as this one, for example, in Breath of the Wild, because of the very last fight of the game, especially when you try to have a very optimized time, the very last fights with Calamity Ganons and with Ganons, it's pretty dangerous, because if you don't know it, if you didn't fight if you didn't complete the 4 dungeon of this game, it's Verita, Vanabaris, Vamido, and Rudania. If you don't complete and beat the 4 bosses into those dungeons, these 4 bosses will be before Calamity Ganon, and it begins to be a boss rush, in fact. And if you die in any way in this boss rush, you will have to you're coming back at the very beginning of all of the fights. So it's very punishing and can definitely kill a marathon run too, because you have only one try. So let's take care about those. Oh, okay. Well, I will dodge this one. There we go, like this. It's also useful, as you can see, to have a pretty slow horse, because you can slowly make a tiny big corner to adjust yourself to dodge the laser. So yeah, sometimes it's good to be slow, because you are accurate. So you're slow to be accurate, and you're accurate to be fast. So Makes sense. So here I will once again do a status launch. Oh, there we go. I will redo it. Thank you. And that's fine. Putting a box in a pretty precise angle. Once again, build some momentum, like this, making the box taking the good direction, making the bombs, making the bomb explode for making the good direction. And there we go. And cutscene. So here, incomings, yeah. One of the zone, in this, in the castle of Hyrule, of course, there is a bunch of very powerful enemy, and we have only 3 HP with very slow weapons, so we have to find to equip ourselves. And honestly, the routing of this zone is pretty important to follow correctly. So first of all, I will whistle sprinting through this pillar, jump here, and go in this tiny tower where there is some boxes, and I really hope we have to bless the RNG to find a lot of arrows. So let's see. That's very good. That's very good. 10 electric arrows. It's pretty cool. And also electric arrows will allow me to easily deal with moblins. And also that will make me an easy way to make them drop their weapons, because for example when a moblin is shocked, it's shock arrows, I mean in English, I said electric arrows but it's shock arrows, and when a moblin is shocked, it will drop this weapon, so it can be very useful. But for the moment I don't have any bow, so I will keep a bow later. So incoming those 2 moblins, I will take this mighty banana, because mighty banana is pretty useful to make, as I said, a potions that will boost my damage. Oh, I definitely need my... Where is the... Okay, they are far away. I was a little bit scary because I didn't know if those 2 moblins was close to me. Oh, that's very bad. Unfortunately, I didn't whistle sprinting at the good timing. So I have to destroy this wall to take this mighty sword. And by the way, I forgot to... Yeah, I will equip that. Destroy this. I really hope. The last time I was a very bad surprise because this weapon clip through the walls. That can happen sometimes. And I definitely need this weapon. So some shield, also pretty useful. So and introducing one of the way to deal tons of damage to an enemy. It's the backstab. So I just have to be sure that this moblin don't see me, and boom! With this big black sword, I can one-hit KO him with the backstab. The backstab deals tons of damage to enemy, and it's pretty useful to save the durability of your weapons. That's pretty important. Once again, I will take an extra shield and make some spin into those boxes. That's perfect. Oh, many weapons. I need definitely a. That's a very good RNG for the weapons. For the weapons, I mean for the arrows. I will let my mighty axe here. She was very useful, but now I don't need it anymore. When you don't have any energy like that, it's a little bit faster to walk with the shield in front of you. It's tiny time save, but it's time save, so always useful. So I will do because it's a marathon run. I will do some safe strats and keep an extra one here. There we go. So here I just have to be careful to bait those moblins with a bomb like that. And once again, because they're watching the bombs, I can use the mighty backstab like that. Poof! That's perfect. I need the... Oh no, not this one. I need the... There we go, the weapon. And I also need this one. I will took this one too. This extra one can be useful. So time to cook. This one, and this one. We cook all of that, and we take this mighty elixir. I will also cook this one. And that's perfect. Let's continue. We still need some extra weapons, and after that we can go immediately to the very last fight of the game. There we go. That's perfect. So here I will use the shock arrows to make this moblin drop this weapon. Oh, I missed it anyway. This will be useful for the very first blight, as we name them. Which normally was the boss of the dungeon we normally have to do. I will equip this one. And in this zone there is some pretty interesting weapons. Like this bow with a huge durability. Oh, hello you! So we have to improvise here. I will go in this way. And took that, and I'm out. There we go. So let's jump in this wall. I'm pretty happy. The castle for the moment is pretty fluid. We didn't get hit by any moblins, so that's pretty cool. So here we will see one of the most powerful enemy of the game. Oh, I'm pretty stupid. There we go. I forgot to equip the ancient weapons. Oh, that should be a pretty stupid way to die, because I forgot to equip the ancient weapons. Anyway, I killed this Lionel took the chest behind him, who contain bomb arrows, and once again many other bomb arrows. So let's go in this way. We'll once again skip many other weapons. I just have to take care about this this laser. There we go. Make my way to this wall. Because of that, the Guardian don't see me. Reset this timer of the chute, and I can go through. Once again, the shocks allow me to make the moblin drop this this big weapon, and I also can take this arrows and this black bow, who's pretty powerful but a very poor durability. This is why having an extra one is not a cool thing. So I will wait to recover my stamina here, and there we go. So very last climb to go on the top of this tower, and making me higher enough to jump through the Ganon fight. So let's wait a little bit here. This music is awesome in the castle, who's evaluating when you climbing the castle. Let's wait here to recover once against my stamina. And there we go. We'll jump across this this black poison right into the final fight of the game. And there we go. So I will skip those two cutscenes, and we will begin now with Windblight. So Windblight is normally the boss of Vamido. That we normally fight after for freeing Raito village from Vamido. There we go. So before doing any damage, I have to took my potions, took this one, and there we go. I will do a full combo to put the boss on the ground. charge some attack, do a tiny extra damage here, that's not needed, and with a second cycle that should be it. If he correctly used the good RNG, there we go. Once again I put the boss on the ground, do a charge, and he's in phase 2. So the phase 2 of Windblight, to immediately put him down on the ground, I will use an ancient arrows at this moment to avoid the possibility of him making some tornadoes. Perfect. So this time I will keep this ancient arrows for Thunder Blight, the very last blight, who is also pretty scary, and now use normal arrows. Perfect. And that was Wind Blight. Now incoming Water Blight. So a very easy blight to be honest. You just have to dodge this, and there we go. Okay, she will teleport. I will just have to use. I will use this one. It will not. The boss will not have the time to use this big AOE, who's normally destroy everything around him, because I will just pass him in the phase 2. Water Blight can go on the across the door or across the throne. So what she choose? The throne. So I will use bomb arrows to make the boss fall here. Perfect. And there we go. So because Water Blight decides to don't go on the door at the first time, it will go on the door right now. Headshot into headshot, and here we go again. That was Water Blight. And now Fire Blight. Fire Blight is pretty easy because Fire Blight have a big head, so 2 headshots and spin to win. Perfect. I can also go for a spin. I will do a risky strat here, just for. There we go, perfect. Because we can also do 2 extra headshots to Fire Blight here, but that saves a little bit of time to just spin on him. The Fire Blight phase 2, pretty easy to deal with. I just have to put a bomb at the center of the area and just wait to Fire Blight do this attack, make the bomb explode, and spin to win. So here I will just play safe and make once again headshots to make sure that Fire Blight don't have the possibility to attack me. And no. Incoming one of the run killer of this boss rush, Thunder Blight. I block this attack, making a combo to destroy this shield, and because this shield is destroyed now, I will use the most powerful weapon to do an entire combo. Let's make her down on the ground. Now following with a headshot and do the same things. That was the phase 1. So Thunder Blight phase 2 is pretty scary, because this electric weapon will one-hit KO me no matter if I get hit somehow. So I have to be really careful when I will make the boss on the ground. For doing that in a very safe way, I will destroy the shield with my weapon here. And following by a headshot once again. And equip, I think I will equip that in the in advance. There we go. And doing that, because sometimes I'm making some mistakes here. Ancient Arrows to make Thunderblight on the ground. And she's down. And now it's time for the main things. Calamity Ganon. And you begin with... a little bit too early. Anyway. This is the laser, it's pretty easy to deal with. So I will took some weapons with just here. Pretty useful. An extra sword, an extra shield, and also bombs. Oh, I'm too close for using bombs here. Oh, we really don't want to have Calamity Ganons on the, like that. We really don't want to have Calamity Ganon on the wall. That's going to be very dangerous. Anyway, I have some safety heal. I will doing this. Go down, please. Thank you. Let's use normal arrows. So we definitely have to do some headshots to optimize the damage. Okay, that's fine. I missed too many headshots, so I was a little bit short in terms of durability. Okay, perfect. I'm not in the fire, that was my main trouble here. I will just run to get out of the stomp. Oh, I should not speak to... Oh no, he got in the wall, that's too bad. We'll lose a little bit of time because of that. So, what did I decide to do? Yes, perfect. So I was just waiting the good timing for a parry here. So I will not speak during doing that, I will explain that later. That's the good timing. So this is what I speak about at the very beginning of the run. This is the Calamity Ganon Phase 2 stun lock. By finishing a spin at a very precise timing, I can stun Ganon at the moments when he triggered this invincibility. So every time he will try to re-trigger this invincibility, and every time I will block him by a stun. So that's a loop, and this is why we call... Oh, the... damn it. I did a mistake. So my sword just explode at the moments when I would like to stun him. So... Okay. Oh my god, I get hit by the laser, so I will not take any more risk. So if you can go for a very easy parry like that, there we go. To finish him off. That's too bad that I didn't verify the durability of my weapon. I still need a tiny hit to finish him off. Oh damn it, the wall in the worst moment possible. Anyway. Okay, so that will be pretty funny to finish him off with that. And boom. That would be a funny way to finish, to be honest. So that was Calamity Ganon. So it's honestly, that was a very bad fight. Very slow, not very well optimized. I didn't parry a single laser. My god. Anyway, so now Darbeast Ganon. So it's a very... We are pretty safe now in the run. Especially because even if we die, normally that will not happen, to be honest. But even if we die in this fight, we will not have to redo the entire fight against the Blight and Calamity Ganon. So let's wait to have the big targets, the big yellow cycles that we have to aim with the bow of light to destroy the final form of Genin. There we go. By the way, those hitbox are pretty strange. Sometimes those are very, very strange in this boss. Dark Beast, the hardest boss monk has. Oh my god, this is the main problem, you know, with the Breath of the Wild speedrunning, because it's so anticlimactic. We all know the run is finished at Calamity, when Calamity died, but there is still Dark Beast Ganon to do, and honestly there is no challenge at all in this boss. It's just a boss for a boss like a movie, you know, the very last boss of the movie with Zelda speaking to us and so on. A very scripted boss, in fact, very scripted boss. So let's go under Dark Beast Ganon, because the next target. Oh my! I'm just stupid. Anyway, I was too close because I speak. There is some. I don't need the horse. Let's go. I don't need the horse. There is some wind. Let's go here and get ready to the timer. I just have when the big eyes explode. And time! Well, if we didn't count the 1 minute and 5 seconds of the cutscene at the very beginning of the run, that normally doesn't count, because yeah, normally the timer starts when we take the control of Link at the very beginning of this run. But here we launch the timer at new game because yeah, it's easier to take the marathon. So normally, in fact, that's in terms of the Speedrun.com official leaderboard. In fact, that's a sub 50, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that's always my main goal when I speedrun this run in the marathon. No game over, no reset, no just a pretty pretty fluid run. This is exactly what I want, what I'm aiming for to doing marathon run. I really like to work on my consistency when I play these games, and especially when I play Zelda games. Yeah, it's a different way to speedruns. In fact, for example, most of the speedrunners try to beat their own personal best. Yeah, the religions, the feelings about the personal best. All is about personal best. I really like to took my 10 best runs. I don't remember do a sum of them and make the average of my 10 best run, and considering that the time I have to beat, make your average time the best time possible. It's with for example, no reset run. This is also another way to speedrun, to make various things very consistent. And in fact, any % bug limit is a pretty damn well category to doing that. So thank you a lot for the Helvetic Speerun Online Marathon to choose 3 of my runs for this first edition. That was pretty crazy. Thank you a lot for doing that. I just saw earlier the run of Mega Man 2. That was also pretty awesome. I will watch many other VOD and continue to watch it during this weekend. So thank you in the chat. I was reading. I will try to explain most of the things as much as I can by playing in my way through the castle. In fact, that was going well. And thank you, Kadarev, for the raids at the end of this run of Breath of the Wild any % bug limit. So I think we can go on.
Okay, thank you. for your run. It's amazing. We're gonna do a quick intermission, a really short one. Gonna set up everything so we can look at the second half of the Pokemon Gold Silver